Hello, I'm Dr. Teresa Bristol, physical therapist, entrepreneur, small business owner, leader, and I'm here to discuss COVID-19, part 2 of a series relating to some of the impact that it had on our lives and ways to manage it so that we can be safer. When COVID-19 hit, and previously before that, I thought, I needed to get my affairs in order. I needed to think long term in terms of beneficiaries for my investments, for life insurance plans. I thought about a will. I thought about power of attorney. I thought about living wills, but I didn't take all the actions or the steps to execute. COVID-19 really opened my eyes. People were dying at rates that were greater and faster in different age groups, including healthy people. Socioeconomic statuses didn't matter. And so it was a scary time, especially at the beginning and even now, but it propelled me forward to think, okay, yeah, I do have some things in place already in terms of beneficiaries, but I need to take that a step further. What if something happens and I land in the hospital and I need somebody to make decisions about my life? Do I stay on a ventilator? Do they take me off a ventilator? What do they do? When do they change the method of which they're treating me? If I'm not in a state or position to make decisions on my own, who will make them for me? So fast forward, I made a decision that I had to execute. I can't think about it anymore. I got to execute. So Susie Orman is a financial planner and an advisor, and if you guys know her, she has been around for a really long time. She talks about investment. She talks about, making critical decisions as it relates to your life and preparing for your future. And she also has talked extensively about wills, living wills, power of attorneys, and the importance of that to make sure you have that stuff in place just in case something happens, to be proactive and not reactive. So you can execute a will, which is outlining exactly what you want done with your possessions, your house, your car, all the way down to your electronics, who it goes to. You can put in the passwords. You can put all this information in one clear, concise document and have a executor of your will, which I assigned a person who I trust, who has knowledge, who would be able to stay calm in the midst of, I'm sure a very stressful period for my family, who could help to make sure everything is carried out. And then under the executors, you can also put in backup plans just in case something does go wrong and that person, for some reason or another, is unable to carry that out. So a will is in place. It's been witnessed. It's been notarized, and it's in the executor's hand. Made extra copies of it. I have my copy at my home in a safe place. I have it with the executor, and also copies have been put into place for my family. The other thing is a power of attorney. The power of attorney is the person who just has that right to kind of oversee and make sure decisions are made appropriately. So you have that power of attorney and that person who is a part of your living will. So if you are living, you're not dead yet, you're in a hospital, you're in a state where your mental state is altered and you cannot make decisions that are what would be normal of other people, considered normal for the masses. So now a power of attorney can come into place and help with that decision-making process. So that can be over your healthcare needs. Do you get treatment? Do you not get treatment? Do you stay in the hospital? Do you you go home? Do you go to a nursing facility? Whatever. So you want to make sure that's in place, because you don't want to be stuck somewhere on a ventilator or receiving treatments that go against your belief, whether that's religious, personal, or whatever that is. You want to make sure you have that stuff in place before things happen. You want to make sure that it's easier on your family and your friends to be able to figure out how to dissolve things and carry out your wishes to the best of your abilities. Another thing that I noticed with bank accounts is sometimes I think we think because we have a bank account, even if you're married, that your spouse will have access to that if you are no longer present. But when you pass away, you have money in a bank account. If you don't have that person on your account as authorized user of your account and giving them the ability to make decisions about that account, they will seize that money. I know someone whose wife died of COVID-19, and he was left not being able to get money out of the bank and had to actually go to the court system to get help to get the money that was in his wife's account. They've been married for years, have adult children together, and he was not even able to get the money from his wife's account. So putting your affairs in order, go to your bank, make sure you talk to them about what it is you need to do to make sure in the event that something does happen, you want a certain person to have the rights to your account. And you can definitely be very specific about when this happens. Put the stipulations. They have signature cards for people who have businesses. If you want somebody else on your bank account, you have to, they have to be on your signature card. But make sure you research it and, speak to an attorney and find out what is the best ways to handle that. So it won't be obviously someone have access to your finances who may make decisions while you're living that you wouldn't agree with, or even thereafter. But make sure the limitations, restrictions, boundaries are put in place so it suits you appropriately during life as well as after life. So those were some of the things that I wanted to come on and to discuss today. Make sure we're looking at power of attorneys, living wills. That's when you're alive, making and helping you make decisions when you're not able to for whatever reason. And also an actual will. This is over your assets, your house, your car, your money that's in your bank, your IRAs, your investments. You want to make sure you got a big document that says, okay, this is where everything is. These are all of my possessions. It's one central location. I want this to go to that person, this to go to that person. At what time frame, if it's a young adult or a minor kid, who is going to be the trustee over that amount of the assets that you're divvying out to the minor or young adults. So make sure you talk to your attorneys or seek the advice of there are different platforms you can go on. eForms, I think, is one, and you can actually get, pay for a subscription to be able to get some advice and help to actually create your will and stipulations therein based on the specific laws of each state. So I hope this helps, and I hope that we're all impacted by COVID-19 in one way or the other, but being prepared, it definitely helps us to get through this better than if we're not prepared. So best wishes to you and your family. Take care.